We're tracking one person specifically in these chats who's a U.S. Army soldier.
Okay.
And he's a recruiter. He's an E6.
What does it mean?
So he's like a sergeant, basically.
Okay.
And he is trying to recruit people into the U.S. Army inside one of these illegal alien Telegram chats. In these chats that are sponsored by the CCP.
Why would he do that? That's treason. So the recruitment rate is higher now than it was during the Biden administration,
Mm-hmm.
right? People now, they do want to go to army and serve the country.
Mm-hmm. Or they do want to go in the military and steal their secrets.
So if that was up to you, would you allow a foreign citizen to serve in the U.S. Army?
It's a very difficult question.
Why? I believe it's an easy one.
It depends. Do we need people? If
You
we got out
have lots
all
of
these-
American patriots.
Exactly.
You do the good stuff with the army, just like Pete does, and people want to serve the country.
So I would say, the problem is that I served with people that weren't, or that were becoming citizens, and they were great.
Okay, for instance, what countries?
It was in South America.
Okay.
I don't remember one guy specifically. I think was from Colombia. I served with a Russian.
But the Colombian government does not want to overthrow U.S. government. They don't.
That's the problem. So then do we ban people from certain countries?
If they are enemies or kind of an enemy of U.S., I would say, why not?
So then this is why it becomes a difficult question. Well, we need those Chinese interpreters. We need those Iranian interpreters, right? We need people that understand the culture, the language.
And they have to come directly from China or from Iran? You have lots of Farsi-speaking speakers here in
True.
the U.S.
How long have you been here now?
2.5.
Okay. So let's say 10 years from now, would I rather have you or somebody who just got here who
To interpret Lithuanian
knows?
culture?
Yeah.
I got you, okay.
So it's a tough question. Should they be vetted more? Absolutely.
Yeah, but are the interpreters, they serve in the army?
Some are contractors. Some are in the service.
Okay, I got it.
But then we have all the tech stuff, there's Chinese people in all of these different tech jobs that are also secretive tech jobs or working at SpaceX or other places like that. So it's hard to just completely ban.
It's very hard. I can only imagine. Let's say someone comes from Lithuania in 5 years, or maybe he has been here for 20 years and he does something heinous, and from day one they say we revoke all the visas from Lithuanians. I was like, I did nothing wrong with it. I'm just speak the same language and I'm from the same country that guy was, but I have nothing to do with the guy. I don't even know a guy. But my country is small, 2.7 million population. China is more than a billion, so there's a huge chance that there are a lot of entities that work against the U.S. government. And that are from China. And at the same time, there are lots of Chinese that just fled the country or just went to the U.S., they fell in love and they want to build a career here, and they're building their careers here successfully.
I think there's a different way of doing it, which is these people that we do catch committing acts of treason or stealing secrets, things like that, they need to be metaphorically brought to the center of town and executed, right? Then people will stop doing it.
Really? Do you think so?
If the stakes are that high.
Yeah, but if the CCP tells you, you go to the US, you're a sleeper cell for 20 years, if you get caught, we have nothing to do with you. But if you don't do it, I know a lot of relatives and cousins that still live in China.
Yep.
It's going to be a nightmare for you.
They have their own law enforcement presence here in the U.S. has been documented.
Law enforcement?
They monitor their own people here within the country.
Chinese?
Yes.
In what states?
Here in California, all over the entire country, but here in California, I think it was documented in New York as well. But so exactly what you just said, they send somebody here and then that person doesn't do what they were supposed to do. They have people here to take care of you.
Even here?
They don't even need to go after your family at home. They can do it here. So
They basically can get you on a plane and get back to China. You're going to be working as a slave.
I
Or worse.
have no idea how that works, but I know that they're putting pressure on them physically, mentally here in the States. So they have enforcers here. Let's not call it law enforcement. They have enforcers here. It's very deep. So, and you kind of hit the nail on the head. 20 years from now, they say they have the guy just sit here for 20 years.
Correct.
Well, we've gone through 5 different administrations potentially, or 2 potentially. So, yeah, maybe they wait till there's a favorable administration like the previous one. They just send all these people, flood them through the open borders, and then they just sit here and wait. But we have their addresses and phone numbers. So let's go get them.
Do you have any proof that they were doing some nasty activity towards the U.S. government?
Yes, but they crossed illegally. Let's go deport them.
Yeah, in the first place, they can be in the country.
Yeah, let's start there.
But then they paint the picture. This is a Maryland father, right?
Yeah, I don't care.
Okay, so this was going on. In your opinion, this is going on for how many years? Decades?
Which part?
China, correct. China working here in that way.
Oh, it's been forever.
Well, they can't be forever, since
Probably 50 years.
50 years.
More than that now.
China Revolution, 50s to 60s.
Yeah, so probably right after the 60s.
After that, why do you think they infiltrated the U.S.? Because back then the U.S. was number one at that time, but UK was great. Let's say Germany was awesome, France was awesome, Japan wasn't awesome. Japan became awesome in the 90s.
If we, let's say Russia just had wide open borders and had people from every nation coming in there,
Mm-hmm.
you can't, there's no way that we wouldn't be sending people through those open borders to get
I
into
got you.
Russia.
Because if they're coming, why don't we?
We would do the same thing.
To get our presence there.
Yep.
If something happens, we can do.
And maybe we find someone from Lithuania and we go, hey, why don't you just go to Russia and we're going to give you some money and you go have fun for whatever you need. We'll get it to you.
Yeah, so you want to tell me that the U.S. opened their borders even in the 60s during what? LBJ?
No. Not excuse me. I don't think we opened our borders to this extent. But
Yep.
what I'm saying is that if we had the opportunity to do it, we would do it. So China saw a massive opportunity, and so did India.
Okay, so I got you. Just like you did with Vietnam or Afghanistan. The U.S. was afraid of the communists back in the 50s to 60s. That's why you went to Korea, Vietnam, and all that. Okay, I got you. What about other countries? Do you think other countries do the same job as China does? Let's say Russians, Iran.
Yes, I think every country that came through, every nationality that we saw come through here, to some extent was funded now
By their government.
by their government, by the UN, or their family. Like we did see people we saw people that were taking advantage of the system, which again, I don't see anything wrong with that. We elected the last president somehow, and he made the policies. He got rid of the Remain in Mexico policy.
You really believe that? He made the policy? You elected him?
His pen did.
Okay. All the pen.
And some people took advantage of it. If I wanted to come to America, would I have done the same thing? Probably. It was open. Why not? Do they need to be deported? Yes. But then we have the bad people that came through, and then the people that were funded to come through. So there's a wide spectrum of people that came.